And welcome on in, everybody. It's your Frogman here, King Pep II, bringing you some more Brown Dust 2 news and updates. And yes, you are seeing the lovely and very sexy Rubia. Let's say one of the two twins, sorry. But yeah, one of the two twins. We had Sylvia's new Maid Bikini agent, and now we are having Rubia's Bikini Maid costume being debuted here. So before I get into it, like, subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you want more, you know where to find me at. And check out my socials down below. And with that being said, guys, let's hit it. Okay, so yes, this is going to be covering Rubia and also the new updates. And I'm very, very excited because this is something that a lot of us have been waiting for, especially, not just Rubia, but also the quality of life updates, as well as something they did with the gear. And I'm very, very happy with this. So let's go and take on a look here and check it out. Okay, here we go. So, hello, Full Burst RPG, Brown Dust 2. Full Burst RPG. I know, right? I mean, it's some full busting right there, right? Am I right? You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Okay, so maintenance starts tonight, guys. So, if you have anything to do, finish up, I don't know, grind, be sure to finish it before tonight, okay? Because they're going to go into maintenance for about 3 hours and 40 minutes, it says even here. Oh, 40 minutes, right on the minute. Okay, guys, so Season 1's Bikini Impossible update. We are going to have the second half of the season event, and you guys know how I do my thing with that with YouTube. I normally just wait for both of them to be available so that I can just go through it. You know how I do, right? If you ever see my videos on YouTube with it, I just do a straight, no commentary, look at it, and that's what I do. And it's just stage after stage after stage we go through. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. So now I can do that for you guys, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so this is just the list showing you what's going to be updated in the event shop. So this is how it normally goes. So makes sense. And if you want to look, here it is, in case you want to look at this. So it's like 15 draw tickets, which is basically the ones that you should always go for in the shop. Prioritize first, and then Tears of the Goddess next. And then you go for everything else. But I personally do, like, draw tickets first, Tears of the Goddess is next, and then I go for the Ancient Crystal, Refining Crystal, and then the Essences. And then I go for everything else. That's how I normally do it. But totally up to you what you guys want to do. Just remember to get the draw tickets, okay? Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so we are going to be having, let's see. Okay, so it looks like, wait a second, what? The season event bonus costumes will be updated. So, Maid Bikini Rubia, Beachside Angel Terese, Beachside Justice Mikaela, and Pool Party Justia. Oh, that mean okay. Sorry, I always get that confused. Meaning, if you have them on your team, or if you have them unlocked in general, that means you get more currency for when you do like the normal stages and the challenge stages during the events, right? That's normally how that goes. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and guess what? I have the game out. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about with this, it's sorry about that. Volume must have been loud. It's this, basically. So, you see how on top of here it says event costumes? This is what they mean by that. So, if you have them unlocked, it, like, tells you. So, for example, for this one, having Sylvia, Morphia, Shada, and Angelica unlocked, you get, like, bonuses for each time you complete, like, these stages here. I'll show you. So, for example, I'll do a quick battle. You know, instead of, like, a 750 I get out of it, I'll get, like, 1,500 out of it. Right? See? You get bonuses. That's what that means up here. So if you have these costumes unlocked, you get additional bonuses for the the material to spend in the event shop here, right? This is what that means. Okay? Just so anyone doesn't know that or is new, right? I hope that, like, helps you guys out with that. Okay? Oh. Can't show that on YouTube, right? Can't show that on YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting every time I log in and log back out, it does that. But you know what? It's okay. But let's get back to the update, right? Okay, so let's see here, guys. So the new Fiend Hunter boss is going to be Baywatcher. I know, right, guys? It's a wind type, so catered for Rubia, right? And for burn types. So basically, you'll have Leatrice on your team for this one, guys, okay? So if you have Leatrice, you have a strong Leatrice build, I would use her for Rubia. Because basically, Rubia and Leatrice are basically and I know I'm saying basically a lot, but it's true, though. They are the duo, as of right now, for the longest time, that have been the burn team to use against Fiend Hunter bosses, because there's been a lot of Fiend Hunter bosses that have been, weak against fire and burn, right? DOT. So they are always together and paired up. So if you don't have another Rubia, which sadly I don't have another Rubia, this is entirely the reason why I'm pulling for her and going all out for her, right? So we'll get into it though a little later in this video. Okay, so let's read it. Baywatcher Wind, and it gives you a little background on it. Have you heard about a rumor that giant lifeguard strolls around late every night? The one from the rumor is a secret weapon of the Mafia, Baywatcher. To seize the prize of the Bikini contest, the Flame of Hela, or Gila, it secretly infiltrates the beach disguised as a lifeguard, but only for a moment. With an ear-splitting whistle blast, the hidden destructive instincts of the Baywatcher awaken, stop the Baywatcher, and protect the Flame of Gila. So, a little something for a little fun there about his background, right? Okay, now, this was something that I talked about way earlier during their anniversary and slash summer, right? They were going to be doing ID card customizations. So, in case you guys don't know what that is, and you want to know what that is, this is what it is. I'll show you. You go up here, right? It's basically your profile. So, you would click your profile up here, right? And this is where you would customize it. So, that's what they are talking about. That's what they are talking about. So, something that a lot of us have been waiting for. I'm sorry, Sylvia. I wish I could show you off, but YouTube here, right? YouTube here won't allow me to do it. But yeah, so that's what they're talking about, guys, okay? So you can access my info by tapping the plus button, which I showed you guys, next to your nickname on the home screen, then tapping the info tab. Some content ranking information will be added to your info. The newly added information is as follows. So basically, you saw the display that I was showing there with the with this. I should just leave this here. But you'll be able to put more down here, basically, display-wise. So, and the thing is, you can actually hide this if you want to. If you don't want, people to know, you can just hide this, your scores and stuff like that. That's what that means, by the way, when they say that, okay? But yeah, so total combat power, current content. So this is the current content that we have right now. Mirror Wars, Fiend Hunter, and Last Night. So it displays the highest damage, your rankings, and all that. The newer content is going to be the guild raid. So new content, so displays the current personal points of the guild raid, displays previous season points if the season ended. Tower Desire, new content, displays the highest score, the highest cleared floor of Tower Desire, Wrath, Jealousy, and Salvation, and then the achievement level. So displays your current achievement level. So if you want to add that on to your content, make it a little bit more spiffy, for others to see, or you want to I don't know, flex, there you go. So that'll be how you'll be able to customize it more. Plus, they are going to be having now, stickers and things like that now that you can put for it. Okay? So, but at the end of this, you can rearrange the content ranking information by dragging to set your preferred ranking higher on the list. Total combat power will always be fixed at the top. The on and off feature to hide content you don't want to disclose will also remain available. The My Info screen will be updated to allow you to display the support character information you have registered. Okay? ID card customization. So this is it. This is the big thing. A new customization feature, ID card, will be added. You can access your ID card by tapping the plus button next to your nickname on the home screen, then selecting the ID card tab. Customized elements for the card are divided into background, background effects, stickers, costumes, My Info. So yeah, so basically think of how Nikke does. If you're a player Nikke and you started playing Browness 2 or have been playing both like me, basically you'll be doing the same thing as how they do on their cards, except for this one I think they'll be adding more, it says special effects and stuff like that on it too. So yeah, it's gonna be just a little bit more to it. That's the best way I can give you a visual or a comparison of what they mean by this. But yeah, so Background and item for the card's background image, background effects, and item for the card's background effects. So I guess sparkling and I don't know, bubbles, I guess. Think of any special effect. Summer wise, right? Stickers, images which can be placed in the card, costume illustrations or custom illustrations, sorry, which can be placed on the card, and then your info and items such as a username, which can be placed on the card as well. So I'll be, showcasing all of this for you guys tomorrow, obviously over on my Twitch channel. So if you want to go check me out on there, I'll be streaming this, going through it. Or I might just do a YouTube video, in fact. Maybe I'll just do a YouTube video. Yeah, I think I'll just do a YouTube video instead. And then I'll, like, play everything on my Twitch channel. I think I'll do that instead. But yeah, regardless, I'll have you guys covered with it. Most customization elements can be purchased with Deco coins. Very, very nice. I'm glad to hear that. While some elements can only be obtained by meeting specific conditions, ID cards customization supports a preset feature allowing up to 5 presets to be saved. Okay. So you can have like 5 different types of looks, and then you can just click on them, the ones you customized. 3 new decoration-related achievements will be added due to the addition of ID card customization features. Nice. So more achievements. And by the way, guys, I would always suggest doing achievements because the thing is you get a lot of gems the more you climb up on the tier list. It's more and more and more. So right now I'm like at... Where am I at? Oh, my game freeze up. I think it froze. Okay, we're going to give that a moment. I know, right? I wanted to show you, and look what happened. It froze. Oh, there we are. There we're back. Okay, so this is what they mean by this. I know. Maybe I should just set this for them. As much as I would love for Sylvia to be displayed for you guys, it's just that, you know how YouTube is, right? When it comes to things. So let me go do this really quickly, just because, I don't want to get something sad about my video, and then I have to go and re-edit stuff and stuff like that. Okay, so, what was I saying now? It was the... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was looking at Sylvia. Oh yeah, achievements. That's right, achievements. So if we go here and we go to the achievements, right? This is what I mean by this. And it's doing it again. It's freezing up. This isn't good. Apologies. All I want to show you guys is the achievements and stuff.
Maid, Rubia.
I don't know what's going on with that. That's achievements. Oh yeah, achievements here. Sorry, that was events. So this is the achievements list, guys. So the more you do achievements, which is where, I was saying you get more and more reward the more you tier up with them. So basically, the more you climb up, so it starts off at 100, then reaches 200, right? And then it starts going to where you get to level 10, you get 1,000, and then you climb up 200, 200. Reach level 20, you get 1,000. Then after that, it's like 400. So you see the pattern here. So that's what I mean. They're going to be adding also additional achievement tiers, which is something I was saying for the longest time as well. Was I think we need to have more achievement levels, and here we are. We're gonna have them. So yeah, you see how like right now I'm up to like almost 45. So you see how much it climbed up. That's why I'm saying it's like always do your achievements if you can. It's very easy to do, mind you. A lot of them of how I got here was just exploring the map, collecting from like, because like on the map, and I talked about this before, but I'll just tell you really quickly. So on the map, if you do exploration, they have like things that are highlighted, like I don't know, it could be anything, any type of item, right? And all you would do is go up to it, you would collect it. It would appear as like a white outline around it, indicating that it's something that you can collect or pick up from. And then if you use like Lathel or Zenith skills to reveal like secret items on the map, you'll be able to see them and highlight it in green, and you'll be able to collect them. So like that's what I mean. It's like a very easy thing to do, mind you, to get these achievements. So that's why I always say, don't pass them up. Just do them really quickly. It's not that, it doesn't take that long, and you can always look at your mini map to indicate where, you have to go to collect them. So yeah, very, very easy to do. In case you need an example as well, I'll show you one. So example wise, let's go to the beach here, right? Beachside Angels, right? Let's go here. So this is what it actually looks like, what I mean by this. So if we go here, right? So I think it's like, let's see. Oh yeah, it's the one up here, if I remember correctly. It's one of these. Yeah, you see this? So you see how it's highlighted in white. Now, I already collected it, so I'm not going to pick up anything from this. But this is what I mean. I normally just went around collecting anything that was like that, for example. Very easy to do, like I said. And then if you go and reveal the secret items on the map, everything turns green, correct? So you see how the umbrella here turned green? You would just go up to this and then, like, interact with it. And then you would get, like, a reward out of it. So that's basically what I'm trying to say with this, guys. With achievement wise, that's how I got most of mine. It's just exploration. A lot of it too has to do with things over time, like crafting a certain amount of like weapons, unlocking a certain amount of like gear, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So some things take over time. Some things you can just get immediately. Okay. So let's go back now to the what's it called here? And yeah, I muted the audio just for the video, but let's go back to the update I was talking about. Here we go. Okay, so let's see here then. Yeah, so they're adding additional achievement. Looks like it's going up to level 59. So they're adding 10 more. So that's really nice. So it's been extended. New achievements related to My Room, Gloopy Diner, and Evil Castle will be added. New titles related to mini games and characters will be added. Some achievements and titles will now grant sticker rewards as part of the ID card customization system. Okay, so there's another incentive to look forward to. So the more achievements you get, right, you can also get stickers for your customization. Gear balance. Okay, so this is actually one of the biggest things I've been saying too as well with this over even when I was streaming the game on my Twitch channel, right? So they are finally changing these like basic attributes that were fixed, right, to how they should be. So let's go take a look. So for example, Eclipse. Guys, I know by now a lot of the player base here have had at least one, one piece of gear, exclusive gear from the list that I'm about to show you. So for example, Eclipses. Now, I've had my girl Eclipse's exclusive gear since last, I think it was since last year, actually. Yeah, since last year, in fact, during the second summer event, I believe, right? And I have not used it. I have not used it. The only reason is because it has a basic attribute that's fixed, that's something that she doesn't need, which is crit rate. And in fact, 4 out of the 5 that which they're changing have crit rate percentage on their exclusive gear. And that's something that none of us really utilized or used, I should say, in any way, unless you went to PvP mode, because the only way that you could do that was if you went to PvP mode. The thing is, you didn't need any sort of supporter, but you would also risk like not hitting that crit rate percentage and then like getting the crit damage, right? But you would be able to still use their gear, and you can have like a full DPS team if you wanted to, right? And just go do it that way if you wanted. But that's really risky in doing that, by the way. But so, yeah, so they're finally going to change this to crit damage percentage, which I'm like, thank goodness. Because like I said, I have not been able to use Eclipse's, gear for anything for the longest time. The same thing now goes for Teresa's exclusive gear, which is her weapon, the axe. So it's going to be changed now from attack percentage, but it's the exclusive attribute. That's going to be changed to HP percentage, which makes sense considering that she's only really used for support. I know, it's really odd how, like, she can do attack still, but the thing is, 2 of her costumes are, like, one of the best supporters in the game, right? So it was very always confusing to me, but the thing is, that was probably a way long ago, so obviously a lot of that wasn't even thought of from. Maybe they wanted to go into the direction of her being a, like, DOT, because her first costume, which is this one, which is the one I'm talking about right now. Let's go take a look really quickly. So the costume I was talking about with her, that, yeah, it's right here. The Angel of Destruction. So this one was the only one out of her costumes that did any sort of damage, which was the DOT bleed. This was like a bleed build, sort of, right? But, I personally never really did anything with, like, her being attacking, like, her being, like, a unit that could attack, basically, is, like, it's because I always used her other 2 for support. So I found no point in using the Angel of Destruction in any sort of way. But like I said, this was more than the case. They were probably looking at her as, like, a DOT, unit on the field in the beginning, but then they most likely, I don't know, changed their mind and then went along with, like, her being a supporter then. But yeah, so this is their exclusive gear that's going to be changed. So this right here is going to be HP percentage. So like I said, it makes sense, and I know My stuff needs work on. I know, it does. But yeah, so that's basically a very huge plus with that. Oh yeah, and since I'm on the topic, so let's go take a look at eclipses. I know she's. I know I said like I can't have Sylvia on, right? Well, you know what? I could just do this instead. I was gonna show her a vacation one for you guys, but let's see. So her exclusive gear was, let's see. Give me a moment to find it really quickly. I think it was this one, right? Yeah, it was this one. So this one right here, right? So for the longest time, you see I have 3 of them, right? But the thing is, for the longest time, I could not use her. Why? Was because of this. Because it was a crit rate percentage, right? This were crit rate percentages. And it was like, well, I can just use Helena, right? I can use like Medical Club Terese, you know, things like that, like, for supporters. So I don't really need her to have a crit rate percentage. So now they're going to be changing this to a crit damage percentage. So this is I'm finally going to be able to use this after all this time. And the thing is, it's not just for Eclipse. I don't know why I switched that. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is what it would look like basically. So if I wanted to use this on like PvP mode, I would equip this on her. But like I said, that's risky. But yeah, so finally, guys, we're finally gonna be getting, these these fixes here. So it's not just the Eclipses one. It's also gonna be, well, I said Terese. It's also gonna be Leatrice's. So Leatrice's crit rate for hers is going to be changed to crit damage percentage. Celia's exclusive gear is going to be changed from crit rate. I don't know why they have this as crit damage because it's crit rate. Right? That's probably a typo on their end. But it's going to be changed to crit damage percentage. Yeah, this is a typo, by the way. It's actually crit rate. That's another reason why I didn't use hers even, right? So, in Morpheus is going to be changed from crit rate percentage to crit damage percentage. So, like I said, very huge plus. And also, I did go for Morpheus exclusive gear just because they're going to be changing this. So, this also means that now that this is going to be a thing in the game, right? That means I can actually now just use Venomous Fang, for another 5-star that doesn't have, a tier 4 Venomous Fang. So, that's also another great thing for me now because now I can do that, right? But yeah, so that's what's going on with that right now. And so yeah, very, very big win for us with that. Very big win, in fact. Field monster improvement. So Twin Glooty will no longer move toward the gate or spawn on top of the gate. When entering a map, a 3-second delay will be added before engaging active symbol monsters in battle. They could still be defeated using Overpower, which is actually one of the skills Terese, and I believe Alec has it too. When a character is on a magic circle, symbol monsters and Gloom Glooty will no longer track them. Okay, so that's nice. I don't gotta get kamikazed if I want to, like, teleport someplace by Gloom Glooty. However, talent skill magic circles are excluded. Oh, wait a second. Never mind then. Hold up. Wait a second. What? When a character is on a magic circle... Wait, however, talent skill... Oh, sorry. It means that you can't use your... Okay, so for example, so far, Eclipse is the only one that has a skill that teleports anywhere on the map. But you have to have her at, like, Legendary for this to happen. Believe me, I spent so long getting Eclipse's skill for the, what's it called? For the map. I spent a long time to get her skill to +5 for Legendary. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is what it is. So, they normally have a skill right next to them. So, for example, Eclipse, right? Eclipse has a skill here. You see this? This is what I mean by this. So this is a teleportation one, and like I said, she's like the only one I believe that has this. Oh wait, no, that's not true. The 3-star actually, one of the 3-stars has. I just remember this, but then again, none of us really used the 3 stars in combat. But yeah, so it's a magic circle, so it's just teleportation, right? So if we look at it, the thing was, you can only travel up until, I think this was expert. Yeah, expert. So up to expert, you can only travel in the vicinity of whichever place you were on the map. But when you got to legendary, you could literally travel then anywhere in the entire level, right? So they mean that whenever I'm standing on a magic circle, I can't use that ability of hers, or when I'm near one. So that's what they meant by that. Okay, at least that's what because that's the only thing that would make sense out of this. But anyway, other adjustments: the normal difficulty of the minigame Slap Slap Pop will be reduced. Okay, so this was something that so I didn't cover this or say anything about it, but there was a survey that they did where, and it's normally they do this on Twitter, right? Or if they got enough like repost for the I think it was repost or likes, they would gift out like 3 draw tickets. This is something they always do, by the way. So yeah, it didn't really receive as much love, and it wasn't because of the content. It was because of how difficult people found the minigame to be. That was actually the real reason behind that. Like the content, everybody loved it. Like we loved the content that they had with it. It was very fun, very summary, obviously, very fan servicey for a lot of us out here. But it was due to the difficulty of it. Now the thing was, I'm not sure if maybe not enough players read, maybe that it could be adjusted, because the thing was you could adjust the speed on it. So like for example, we go here, right? I'll just show it really quickly, but I'm not sure if like anybody realized it. So you would go to the settings menu and the no timing settings. So this is actually where you could set it to adjust the the speed on it. I wasn't sure if a lot of people knew this or not, but this is where I felt that maybe nobody really read the directions or didn't really, I don't know, like passed on it. Now I'm not blaming nobody. I'm just saying, I'm not sure if anybody said, if anybody, saw this or looked into it. But yeah, this is actually where you could adjust the no timing and the speed of it, right? So that's what I was saying. It's like, obviously you would have to go up further and stuff, but you see what I'm trying to say, right? But yeah, it was basically like this. So this is where it's normally at, right? So if we change this, let's go to 20 seconds, correct? I think this was just, oh, not 20 seconds. Let's go to 30 seconds. So like, so I believe that if you wanted a more challenging approach, this is what you would do. So it wasn't necessarily, I guess, the speed. It was the timing on when you clicked on the notes. I think that was what it was then. Yeah, it was the accuracy. Okay, so if we go and we turn it down, what would it be? Gonna be clicking here. So let's see here. Okay, so it looks like with this one... Oh yeah, I see the difference. So every time you click on it, even like when it's like off here, you see how it's like slightly off when I'm pressing it? I'm still landing perfects, even though they're not like higher perfect percentages. Let's try 60. Yeah. So there's kind of a slight difference with it, but like it's adjustable, it seems. But like I said, you know. But I could, understand where people were coming from with it. You know what I mean? A lot of times, even for me myself, I found it difficult because of how it wasn't necessarily for me the speed on it. It was the keys on it, especially for especially for when you had to, what's it called? You had to slide. This is why I said anybody that played this most likely on like their phone or a tablet, most likely have better luck just because you're able to use your thumbs for it or your fingers to slide. However, on the keyboard, it was so tough to do was because, um, so for example, and I'm gonna try and let you guys visualize this because obviously I don't have like a webcam where I can just show you my keyboard, but you would you place your like fingers, I believe one it was the slash one for the right hand, and then it was Z for the left, right? So when you came across a note and it was they were like red notes, by the way, they were red notes. um so if it was on the right hand side, you would have to do is you would have to click on the normal slash key on your keyboard, which was like just clicking on it, but then you would have to immediately just do a kind of a double tap to like the left, right, on the period button here. So it'd be like slash period really quickly. That's what you would have to do to like, you know, to hit the slide button feature. That's how you would do it. On the left hand side, it was the ZX really quickly to do it on the left hand side with the slide button. So it was actually a lot tougher for us on keyboard. My hands were like really aching after that. However, like I said, you could adjust the accuracy and the timing on the notes. But yeah, but anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about that. But overall, we honestly loved the like a lot of people, a lot of us loved the minigame. It was very fun, very summery, very fan servicey. So really takes after the game, and it's like well, why a lot of us love it too as well. But yeah, it was honestly very fun though. I have a lot of fun with this one. Like a lot of fun with this mini game, you know. But yeah, so I could see that where they would adjust the difficulty on it. So slide notes will be removed. Okay, so they're removing these ones then. Okay, so I guess yeah, that would make it a lot easier then. The tap judgment range will be increased. HP will be increased. The number of notes in normal difficulty be adjusted. I honestly didn't find the number of notes to be difficult. It was just the overall like you got a huge workout with your hands, okay? And don't think anything sussy by that, okay? It was just the fact that when you were clicking on like I said, the slide, it was basically the slide notes that did this, mind you, where you would get tired really quickly. Like my arms were like sore, man. They were super sore. My left hand, actually it was my left arm most likely just because of the position I was. But yeah, nonetheless though, it was really fun. I won't deny that. It was fun. Okay. The visual effects of the minigame Slap Slap Pop will be improved. Very, very nice. Objects will now bounce when a note is successfully hit. Ooh, objects. What objects? The butt cheeks? I mean, like, they were moving, right? They were moving. If you played the minigame or seen footage of it, you'll know what I mean by this. Additional maintenance is required for the guild raid, so the schedule has been adjusted. Oh, yeah, so, the guild raid boss is going to be it's going to be held on another day now. So the original start date on it was September 11th. They're going to start it on September 25th, which is I'm not even going to be here cuz I'm going to be on vacation. So man. Well, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But yeah, so they did change the start date of the new guild raid boss, okay? So in case you guys are wondering about it and looking forward to it, that's what's going on with it. Okay, now we're going to get to the top highlight, which I know all of us have been waiting for. I know, is the new Rubia's Maid Bikini costume right here. Her exclusive gear, Carneliana, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, will also be available for pickup. So it should be available from after the August 27th maintenance. So August 28th, right? So this is her. This is what she looks like. Obviously, you see her in my PNG, right? So, even seeing her this entire time, mind you. But yeah, so this is her. So, we're going to look at her skills now. We'll take a look at her skills. So, Maid Bikini Rubia. So, very front. Okay, so we start out SP-wise is 4. Cooldown time is 3. Okay. So, range is basically, well, is actually the same as Wilhelmina's. Her Splash Queen one, which was the newest one that was, released or earlier in June through July. So it is the same range type. Okay. Deal physical damage to the enemy equal to 150% of your attack. Apply burn to the enemy for 2 turns, dealing physical damage equal to 250% of your attack. Apply a 150% DOT vulnerability to the enemy for 4 turns. So, like I said, something that Rubia and Leatrice are very known for in this game is their burn. Okay, it's that DOT. So if we look at it, upgrade, so +1. So like 90% of the costumes, like I say, have this. You know, the other 10% are like where you have to get them to like +3. So to get the SP reduced by 1, so +1, it's reduced. So very nice. So if you want to get her, I would suggest grabbing a copy of her. Even if you don't want to invest in her, I would still grab a copy just because, you know, you get that SP reduction. And you never know when you're going to need Rubia for a Fiend Hunter boss. Because, like I said also earlier, a lot of the Fiend Hunter bosses that are wind types require, like, burn. And it's like one of their special conditions, right? Where you deal, like, that extra damage. Deal physical damage. Okay, so the skill effects don't change until you get to +2. So physical damage equal to 350%. So at +3, apply a 200% DOT vulnerability. So DOT goes up. And then +4, it goes up by another 100% for physical damage equal to. And then +5, your DOT vulnerability percentage goes up to 250%. Okay, skill tree. So DOT vulnerability. Oh, shit. Okay, EA. Not now. Just saw that message. But, DOT vulnerability. So it goes up by 50% altogether then. So 25%, 25%. So 50%. So that's 300% of DOT vulnerability right there. Depending, like, if you're at +5, mind you. Burn damage also goes up by 25%. Oh, that's really nice. So an extra 25% with burn. Oh, very, very nice. So, investment-wise. So if we're looking here, let me see. I would honestly say +2, in fact. Because the thing is, I'm looking at this, right? So it looks like her cooldown time for her turn count, it's 3 across the board, no matter where you level her up to. So that's actually really nice considering you'll be able to do this every other turn, you know? And it doesn't take like, you know, a wait, you know? So +2, if you investment wise, I would say, like I said, that's where I feel it's safest because you're getting also that additional 350% of attack there. For now, I would say +2 because the thing is, now you would have to level up your skill tree to get that 50% extra for your DOT vulnerability, which will take you to 200%, right? And then you also get that additional 25% burn, okay? Now, that's only if you do the skill tree upgrade. If you don't want to do the upgrade, then I would then suggest going for then a +3, just to get that extra DOT vulnerability on her level up then. But then again, if you also go to +3 and then level her up with the skill tree, you'll have the 250% for the DOT plus the 25% burn. So this will basically, instead of a +3, this then will be a +5. Basically, you'll have her at a +3. You'll have her basically at a +5 if you level up the skill tree because it'll still be equal to her +5 upgrade. See what I'm trying to say with that? So this is how it normally goes with this. But yeah, so +2 or +3, that's what I would say investment wise would be. But if you want to go all out for her and you want that incredible high damage number, then obviously, yeah, +5 is your best bet with that. But yeah, investment, I would say +2. If you want the extra DOT, which I would suggest going for +3. Okay. Looking at her team build now. Let's see. Leatrice is also going to be a part of this build, as always. Like I said, their duo pair is insane together. Now, obviously, if we also have more Rubias, then you're obviously going to have like a kick-ass team for this Fiend Hunter boss. Okay? But yeah, so let's see. Collection. So here's her weapon here, by the way. Very nice looking weapon, by the way. I got to say. So exclusive attributes, 45% for attack. And then we have the fixed, which is the attack, what's it called? The flat stat, 37. And then obviously you get like the other, randomized for basic. So there you have it, guys. And I am gonna be looking into the team, for her. But let me go and just tell you more about this. So the rerun for Maid named C Rubia is also going to be available for pickup in the Powder of Hope shop, as well as the costume rescheduling. So, if in case you guys don't know who that is, this is her right here. Okay, this is Rubia. Now, my Rubia, and she needs to be worked on highly. My Rubia needs to be worked on. I don't have a strong Rubia, so this is why this is a blessing for me, is because I don't have the other costumes for her. Okay, I actually need to work on her desperately, right? I only have her a +1/2. Now, I did level up her skill tree, right? I did level this up, but I've been needing another one of her for the longest time. Like I said before, I need it the longest time. Plus, she's going to have a rerun of her banner. So, for me, I can try and plus her a little bit more now, too, because I don't have, like, the other two, right? So, that's actually really good for me on my end for that to be, for that to happen. So, scheduling. So, Agent Sylvia or Bikini Agent Sylvia, sorry. Hers ends on the 27th of August. And then Pool Party Shada and Beachside Angel Terese, guys, they are limiteds. So they are still available. Okay, you don't have a lot of time though, however, because there's... Oh, wait, no. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Their scheduling's different. They are until September 11th. My bad. I apologize. Repeats. Pool Party Shada and Beach Angel or Beachside Angel Terese are until September 11th. Apologies. You do have time for them still. However, I would suggest if you don't have Beachside Angel Terese out of the two limiteds, because they are not going to be added to the Powder of Hope shop, and it even says it here. Okay, limiteds are never put there. But like I said as well in my other videos, there's no longer going to be limiteds in this game. Okay, because that announcement was made back in their 1.5 anniversary, so you don't have to worry about more limiteds. It's just that they're limited right now is because that announcement was made way after they were released. So just so you guys know this. But yeah, so they're gonna be till September 11th. I would suggest going for Beachside Angel Terese. Okay, I'll still say it till this day. Out of the limiteds that you want, she is one of the strongest supporters in the game. Still, so I would suggest going for her. Still, I would do that personally. Shada, for me, she is very, very strong. Mind you, like, she is strong. However, support-wise, you want that extra support when it comes to your teams. And she works for both magic and attack. So I would say Beachside Angel Terese, okay? But that's up to you guys what you want to do with that. And I would say a good investment for her would be at, like, +3. But she's really the only feud I would ever tell you to +5. Just because that augmentation damage is really, really nice for support-wise. So you can, like, legit nuke things on the field with anyone that has a 5-chain stack or less attack. So anyone with, like, for example, Sacred Ustia, Queen of Signatures, Mikaela, they'll do tremendous damage. Blade, she would also be another one. So like I said, tremendous damage. As a supporter for Terese, she would do it. She would help them with that. Okay. So the rerun for Beach Vacation Morphia is going to be ending on September 3rd. So you do have a little bit of time for her, though. Not as much as maybe, Pool Party Shada and Beachside Angel Terese, but she is until September 3rd. And yes, also her exclusive gear, like I said earlier, it's going to be available as well till September 3rd. And also they are changing that basic attribute to a crit damage percentage number instead of a crit rate. So something that you can look forward to with that. Now, a new Maid Bikini Rubia. She'll be lasting until, let's see, looks like September 11th as well. Well, actually, it says, yeah, September 11th. That's so odd how they word that, before September 11th. That's so odd why don't they just say, like, September 11th? I don't know. That's an odd way of wording it. But yeah, so she'll be available until then. And let's see, rerun for Maid named C Rubia, which is the one I just showed you on my homepage for Brown S2. She'll start at September 4th through September 17th. So all of them will be added to the Powder of Hope shop besides the limited. So Shada and Teresa's Pool Party and Beachside one are not going to be in the Powder of Hope shop. Everyone else is going to be in the Powder of Hope shop. So next update, you'll see Sylvia there. Okay, and it even says it here: Powder of Hope shop scheduling. So Pool Party Angelica, Bikini Agent Sylvia, Overheat Levia, Track and Field Lowen. So they are going to be added to the Powder of Hope shop, right? And then I'm going to assume like right after this update, they're going to have Beach Vacation Morphia in the Powder of Hope shop because her banner is currently running still until September 3rd. So she'll be in the next one. So if you want to grab an extra copy of her too, she'll be available then, like after this newer update. She'll be added. Okay, EA, you need to like stop messaging me about that. All right. Mirror War shop costume sale schedule is Top Idol Helena. So don't get it confused. This is not B Idol, okay? This is the Top Idol, which is the one that adds a barrier and not a barrier. She adds damage reduction to your team and also supplies you with SP points. So depending on how much you level her up, I think at +5 you get like 6 SP points. Anything below that you get, I believe, 5 SP points. So still a nice investment, but you always want to go for the B Idol one. B Idol Helena is the one where you get that crit rate percentage, you know? Golden Thread shop costume. So Ruse is actually ending. Not Ruse. No, it was Ruse. Yeah, Ruse. Hers is coming to a close. So B rank idol Elanir, she'll be added to the Golden Thread shop. So she's a little bit more unique. With this. So if we take a quick look at her, we'll look at her really quickly. I don't have my Elanir built. I know, right, guys? I don't. So this is B rank idol Elanir. Yeah, as you clearly see, I don't have her built. The thing is, I'm waiting for her other costume, which is this one, to be a +3, because she is really, really good for like PvP, like insanely, because she removes buffs, and also her skill range. So I'm trying to get her to +3 because of the SP reduction. That's what I'm trying to do before I like invest in her. That's what I'm trying to do with this. And by the way, she has a really, really like spicy skill cutscene with this one. Just so you guys know that. But yeah, if we look at her B idol one, she applies silence to the enemy. Okay, this is what she does in case you want a little bit further look into her. So like +5 with the skill tree upgrade, you gain an additional stat for it. Reduces the enemy's defense by 20% for 4 turns. So she is really nice to have, I would say, for PvP as well. But I really only use her like I don't use her now because she's not built, but I would use her for like PvP mode and for the tower climbs in the like tower of one of the towers that you can only use physical damage for. But yeah, I would just use her for that. Very strong, very, very strong. But yeah, so she's gonna be added to the Golden Thread shop. Okay, so we have some fixed issues here as well. Now I noticed that for me, there was actually a bug that's currently going on where I'm in the Tower Salvation currently, and I'm not sure if anybody else is experiencing this, but I'm gonna see what happens at reset tonight and see if it just magically fixes the situation. But currently, right now, I'm in the tower, and when I go into the tower, I was in the middle of a floor before the weekly, not weekly, before the season reset itself, right? Not the season, the daily reset. I'm sorry. It's early, guys. Before the daily reset happened, I was in the middle of one of the floors on floor 9. But when I went back, the next day to finish it, I ended up logging into it, and it was like this weird UI on the screen. Like the placement of them and everything was like, I was like, what is this? And then all of a sudden it crashed. So like my entire game crashed. So I'm hoping that when this resets tonight, right? When it does that, like when it finalizes, when it finalizes everything, correct, that it'll magically fix it so that I can actually do the Tower Salvation again. Because lots of great rewards in there, mind you, and also because I do find it to be fun. So hopefully it does fix that. But yeah, there's been a lot of other, obviously, issues here and there. How, there's always an issue with something. It's not like they always get fixed. They're always on top of this, mind you. Okay, they're always on top of this. Believe me, they always fix these types of things very quickly. Okay. But if you want to read it, it is here. in the dev notes if you want to go check it on out. Okay. But yeah, so that's it. That's all there is with the updates. So like I said, guys, you know, limited wise for Pool Party Shada and Beachside Angel Terese, I would go with Beachside Angel Terese. And if you have the tickets, you have the gems, you know, or even if you yourself want to whale a little bit, I would go for a +5 Terese. If you don't want to invest in her as highly but still want that damage one, you know, that damage amplifier, +3 is great where she's at with that. Just level up her skill tree. Okay. And yeah, by the way, I wanted to say this too. If you have Bikini Agent Sylvia and you pair her up with Beachside Angel Terese, she is actually very like Sylvia's ability extends the duration of the effect for um Beachside Angel Terese. So instead of what was it? I think it was like 8 turns for Terese. If you +3 her at least, like that's why I said like +3 her or up because the turns extend I believe to 8 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I can just check. What am I doing? I can just check this. So let's see. I know I got my girl's prestige skin. Let me see here. You got a costume. Yeah, 8 turns right here. 8 turns. So this is what I said. For Sylvia, however, this will extend it to 10 turns because of her ability skill, which is like she extends each like buff on her by 2 more turns. So for her though, however, the reason why I said to +3 here is because you get the effect to extend for 8 turns. That's why I said like +3 her at least, but investment wise, I would say go all the way for her. That's why I said that. Okay. But yeah, Sylvia has that extension on her. You know, I'll just show you. God, I love Sylvia. Yeah, extends the duration of all buffs you currently have by 2 turns. So like I said, she'll extend this or Terese's skill, which is actually used for her in this case because she only does like a 1-shot with her attack, so it's like a 5-chain or less. So it extends to 10 turns instead, and any buff that you have on her, which is why she was incredible to go for. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I would say with that. Save up your golden thread, save up your powder of hope shop, or your powder of hope shop. Save up your powder of hope for the powder of hope shop. Okay. But let's take a look now really quickly before I end the video on Rubia. Let's take a look at a team that would work well with her, right? Okay, so we look at her skills here, correct? So DOT, vulnerability, right? And which is basically where she'll shine at is the DOT, right? So if we look at her, let's take a look at her. A great team lineup for her would be, let's see. Obviously, always have Lathel with you. I would also just equip Dark Sanctus Liberta as well. So Homunculus Lathel, Dark Sanctus Liberta, because Dark Sanctus Liberta gives you that crit rate bonus. Then obviously we have the Rubia here. Give me a moment. So obviously when I go for her, I'll have her here, right? So Rubia. And then I would rock with... Now, with the Fiend Hunter, I would go with Leatrice, because like I said, they're like the duo for like burn. I don't have Leatrice's other costume, sadly, but I have 2 of them, and I did build her. So I can still use her in combat with this. But this would be my team up. This would be my team up. This would be my lineup, or one of my lineups for when I tackle the Fiend Hunter boss. But what else you could do is, now, I don't personally think I would... I mean, I'm going to experiment with this Fiend Hunter boss, mind you. But I would try to go with Poolside Fairy Raphethia because her skill with property increased damage, which is basically elemental damage. So, for example, I have like... If I use Poolside Fairy Raphethia's, her property damage, it'll be... for like everyone on the field. So like Rubia's, Leatrice's fire damage will be increased against the Fiend Hunter, which is a wind type. So their power level will go up. But the thing is, with Poolside Raphethia, she uses a lot of SP cost. I think it's like 6 if I'm not mistaken, right? Let me take a look. I believe it's 6. Right? It's not letting me show it. But yeah, it's like 6 SP points. Her cooldown time is 7 turns. So yeah, it is a lot. But mind you, you do get the increased damage with like fire, especially for this Fiend Hunter boss. Okay, so I'm going to experiment with this as well with this team. But yeah, so that's what I would do with the team. Up to you guys, right? It's up to you what you want to do with this. But I'm going to have B-side Angel Teresa's because of her augmentation ability. Okay, that's the reason why I'm putting her on here. You know, because I don't really see anything dealing with like extensive chain damage. You know, that's why I'm putting Teresa in this. But this will be my lineup, guys. Okay, and I'll be testing it out. You know, on stream here on Twitch. But yeah, so there's the update, guys. I don't think there's anything else I have to say about it. But yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm raring to go. I'll be doing my video tomorrow on my pulls and looking at the new updates together, right? I'll be doing my thing how I usually, you know, I'll showcase Rubia. And yeah, I'll be doing all of it. Okay? I'll be doing all that nice and incredible stuff for the summer, right? Because we're going to be ending the summer out, you know, kind of soonish. I know. It's like summer went by quick, but lots of great updates, especially the quality of life updates in Brown Dust 2. I gotta say, I'm very, very impressed, along with the rewards they gave out for this second anniversary / summer. One of the best I've seen quite a while in like any gacha game, in fact, and I'll still say it till this day with that. I really have. I'm very, very highly impressed. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the new update. Hope this video helped you in some way. And if you have any comments, questions down below, I'll be more than happy to answer them in any way. Okay? So let's have a fun one. And I'll catch you all in the next, guys. Take care. And see you then. See you on Twitch. Take care, guys.